There were 10 years when I couldn't stand my husband. You know where this came from?
Yes, no. Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama. All right. So we're just having a conversation here. We're just talking. If you like what we're talking about, do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe. We're going to be having these conversations, more and more of it, okay? But we're not going to be reacting to videos. You need to go find the video, go find it yourself, Michelle Obama. But basically, she said there were 10 years when I couldn't stand my husband. Obviously, within context. What was she talking about?
She was talking about when they had kids, and obviously it comes to a point in a marriage where somebody's giving like 30 and the other person is giving like 70, somebody's giving 70 and the other person is giving like 30, like it goes flip-flop. Sure, I just like those cute stuff. Anyway, so she was talking about, when you're raising kids, and I can relate to that, because when we're raising our boys, I feel like I was giving that 70 and you were that 30.
I love when you said, I love when you just said, I feel like.
That was my feeling.
That is the closest thing to truth ever. But continue, babe.
Yeah, because you feel, especially for women, you feel like you're alone when you're doing things. Like, for example, I'll give you a good example. When we came home from the hospital, okay?
Which hospital?
From having the babies.
Which one of the babies? Second, third, fourth,
maybe the second and the third.
Okay.
Because it happened like that.
You're talking about our boys?
Our boys, yes.
Okay.
When we came from the hospital, and I get C-section, okay? And anyone who has C-section knows how painful that stuff is. And like, you have to stay drugged up. I remember I never used to wait for that 6 hours to land, so before I use my medication, I would use it like maybe 5 hours and 30 minutes, and I use the next dose because I didn't want to feel that pain.
Right.
And then we were, when we're in bed and the baby is crying, for some reason I always hear the baby and you never do.
Yeah.
And I'm always looking at you like, just, oh my God. I had some choice of colorful words in my head like this. What the? Like, how's the baby screaming and crying over there and you didn't hear the baby? And I had to practically hold my belly up because, of course, I was still healing,
Really?
Oh, yes. It's such, you can't really walk. Like,
right.
So I had to hold my belly up and walk to the crib and grab my baby and bring him next to me. So moments like that, it makes you you can't stand your partner.
But in that moment in time, were you thinking that?
I was thinking in my head, like, what is wrong with this? Boy, like in my head, I'm like.
Is there a possibility? I'm asking. Is there a possibility that you would hear other people's story later on, and that will kind of make you relate? Like, yeah.
When she was talking, I was relating.
Is there a difference between that moment when other people are talking and you relate, and what you actually, as a person, experience at that point in time? Is there, because, as a mother, there is something you feel that I don't know what that is.
You can never feel it.
Okay, good. Whatever that thing is, right, that you feel, that makes you want to nurture and take care of your baby, even though when you're still healing as a brand new mother, right? Which one has the biggest weight? That feeling or that nigga over there that's sleeping?
Both. In that moment, it was both. I was looking at you like, dang, this is what we're doing? Like, how do you even sleep that deep? Although I'm a light sleeper, I can.
So in general,
I can just wake up
that's
when
another
someone
good point.
is walking around me. I can feel it. I feel people's energy. When something's around me, I feel it. So
that's another good point. So you're a light sleeper.
I'm a light sleeper, very.
And I don't know. I think I'm in between. I'm not really that much of a deep sleeper.
Maybe you were so deep. Then maybe it's because we just got back from the hospital, and sometimes
No, in general, do you think I'm a deep sleeper or light sleeper?
I don't think you're a light sleeper. Okay.
So am I deep sleeper?
You've been sleeping from the day I met you.
So am I a deep sleeper?
I think maybe not that deep, but like in between.
Would you consider me like I just get knocked out and I'm done?
Like deep sleep?
Like
not
extreme
all the
deep.
time. No, not all the time.
Okay, because again, I'm not a light sleeper. When I'm asleep, I sleep like a baby. I agree with that part. right? But there's a sleep like a baby,
And
there's this person that's just dead.
you can't wake them up.
Right.
That's true.
But I don't know what I am when I'm sleeping.
You're not,
Okay, all right.
You're not that dead person.
All right.
God forbid.
So I don't know.
You sleep like a baby.
I sleep like
you're
a
having
baby.
a good time.
And I'm very proud to say I sleep like a baby because God
And I
forbid.
envy that because it's not easy to sleep like a baby,
Yeah, because
like you have a lot on your mind and you just can't get that solid sleep. Like that's why when I fall asleep now and someone wake me up, I get pissed off because just leave me alone to enjoy that sleep.
Yeah.
Because I don't get that all the time. So
because when you had some issues with sleep,
oh my God, that was COVID.
Imagine if I wasn't a deep sleeper. Imagine if I wasn't able to console you and say, baby, just do this, just try this, right? At some point you won't relate because you understand what you felt that you couldn't get to sleep.
Right.
It's strange to me, right? But I still was able to say, just try this, and we went, and it's nothing I said that made you snap. It was a process, right?
It was a process. Those times were hard. I can't even.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, I'm glad that you said I feel, because the truth is that I had moments that I also felt the same thing, maybe with other aspects of life that keep us together as a family, right? It's not necessarily just finances. It could be so many other things that I have to worry about that you don't have to worry about.
Right.
But as a man, we also have been naturally conditioned. You don't get to complain about that. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Right.
Right.
And that can be very annoying. Like for her, she said he would just take his, wear his gym clothes and he's out. Maybe he's going to play golf or something like that.
No. I'm saying that's how you feel. That's how she felt, right?
That's
we
how
don't
she
feel
felt.
that way.
Yes.
We're able to fit. Like it seems like everything was easy,
right.
but it's just that with like if you're a man that's been raised as a man, you don't get to complain and sit down. You get it done. If you have to go to the gym, you go to the gym. If you want to cancel gym, you cancel it. If women want to cancel gym, it's like, I don't know if you have a baby. It's okay to cancel gym if you want to. Is it different?
Like you still talk about
if you use that same mindset to process every issue, of course, it's no wonder why he will be sleeping. It seems like he's sleeping like a baby, and you're like, he's getting away with a lot.
Right.
Not necessarily. It could be. Some guys are reckless, right? But not necessarily. Now, for me, in terms of that particular thing, right, the baby didn't sleep. I think there are times that I just like, that I might open my eyes, you already have
got
it
the
done.
baby. Like I get up real fast.
Yeah, and there were times that I would be like, "Are you okay?" or anything like that.
Yes,
if you express to me,
you would say, "Are you okay?" and then go right.
Like,
Are you okay?
I did that a lot. I did that a lot.
I didn't even get the chance
I even
to respond.
No, you responded.
That's how I felt. Like what?
Yeah. There were times that I remember that vividly. That I was like, "Are you okay?" Okay,
And sometimes women, I don't know for most women, but for me, sometimes for the most part, I'm like, "Are you okay?" Yeah? Do you have to ask me if I'm okay? Like I am clearly not okay. How?
Like do you have to like that? Do you have to like? How come you didn't know? You should know.
Right.
That is conversation we're going to have a lot.
Right.
There's lessons in that for men. There are lessons in it for women. And I don't think it's a one-day conversation. We'll continue to have it.
Right.
But I think it's a big deal because we know that even in argument, you say, "Are you okay?" to woman, she says, "I'm okay," but she's not okay.
And she's not okay.
And the man is like, a man is thinking one extreme. It's 1 or 0. It's like, "Oh, she must be okay."
Yeah.
Or
they believe you.
She's angry.
Okay.
I'm trying to escape. I don't want to deal with that right now.
Right.
And none of these two is good, right? So now a man will need to learn something that will help him find the middle ground, because what she needs is the middle ground where you're not judging her for not being able to express herself,
right.
and you're also giving room for she's your lady. Like, it's not like she just wants to deliberately be evil or mean or not tell you how she feels. It's just, it's a complicated thing, but we'll dissect it here, But yeah, that was an interesting one. So I do think, in terms of the actual topic itself, it makes sense. It makes sense, especially if you understand feelings. If you understand that this is emotional stuff, if she says this and you're a man and you say she's lying, then you don't get it. It's no wonder why you're suffering.
But she did say that, they've been married for 30 years and she would not
never,
trade it for anything else. 20
Yeah.
years, fantastic, beautiful years.
Yes.
And that 10 years of what she felt very low, like, okay, do you even care
Right.
about me? It's
I mean,
real.
so much experience they've had since then that will swallow that.
Right.
But it's still powerful enough for her to remember. So it's a real thing, and it's good that she remember because she can teach other young couple like, hey, this is a real thing, And we will be talking about that here because I still feel some type of way with some part of this conversation sometimes, like some type of way. But thank God, I also know that maybe I'm full of it too. So we'll see
It's
as we
okay.
get to it.
It's okay.
we'll see as we get to it. But everyone feels some type of way at one point.
Does. Everyone
So
does.
it always feels like something is not fair, like the 70, 30, 60. Somebody is always feeling like something is not fair. So the fairness game is always a bad game to play in marriage anyway.
And I feel like we don't give ourselves grace. Like I'm talking about me, myself, giving my own self grace.
Yourself, So you're beating yourself
like,
up.
yeah, with this person for
Yeah.
if you're with someone for 30 years, come on, think about it. How easy is that? Even growing up with your siblings, your dad and your mom, there are certain things your sibling did to you that you didn't like, but because the fact that
Exactly.
they're your sibling,
Because
you
that's
fixed it.
I was gonna say that about when you were saying marriage. Like it feels like somebody going with. That's like every relationship. Somebody always feel like they go with.
Yes.
But in some type of relationship, you can't get rid of them because they're your siblings.
You walk
But
it
you're
out.
very quick to want to discard
Yeah.
your husband or your wife.
Yeah.
Because it's a wife. You think there's a paper you can just cancel. These are some of the problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.